CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Matt Piper in New York, where from here to Ohio, new COVID restrictions are being put into place. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine just announced the new mask mandate, where stores will be forced to close for a day if customers and employees are not wearing masks.
This surge is much more intense, widespread, and dangerous.
CBS's David Begnaud.
Texas marked a milestone in the coronavirus fight, becoming the first state with more than 1 million cases of the virus.
If we don't increase our vigilance as a community right now, then Thanksgiving is going to look bad, and Christmas may look worse.
More than 60,000 Americans were hospitalized with coronavirus on Tuesday. That is the most since the start of the pandemic. The staggering figure has overwhelmed healthcare workers in El Paso and in Philadelphia.
Nurses are stretched so thin, and they're not able to, get where they need to be.
President Trump and President-elect Joe Biden both paused to mark Veterans Day. Mr. Trump at a ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. Mr. Biden visiting a war memorial in Philadelphia. Despite a 50,000 vote lead for Mr. Biden in Pennsylvania and a nearly 150,000 vote lead for him in Michigan, President Trump continues filing federal lawsuits to prevent to contest the result. More from White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
The outgoing president and his allies have spent the past several days making insistent fundraising appeals to supporters. As of yesterday, the fine print in those appeals said 60 cents of every donated dollar would go toward paying off the Trump campaign's debts. Just how much debt the campaign has accrued won't become clear until federal filings are submitted early next month. CBS News has learned all Trump campaign staffers are on contracts that expire early next week.
Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger says his state will conduct a hand recount of all ballots cast in the presidential race in the state.
We'll be counting every single piece of paper, every single ballot, every single lawfully cast legal ballot.
He faces growing pressure from fellow Georgia Republicans over unsubstantiated accusations of voting irregularities. The Department of Justice is investigating alleged abuse of women in ICE detention.
6 immigrant women who accused a Georgia gynecologist of performing hysterectomies and other painful and unnecessary medical procedures without their consent have been deported, and ICE is trying to deport other accusers, according to attorneys representing the women. The lawyers say at least 7 other women who accused Dr. Mahendra Amin are facing deportation. Dr. Amin's lawyer has denied his client did anything wrong.
Correspondent Lilia Luciano. The Dow lost 23. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you want the ability to adjust your loan options in real time, Rocket can. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
How COVID is changing Thanksgiving travel and celebrations. Details coming up after Piper Radio real-time traffic. Good afternoon, Tracy Taylor.
And the Bash, I was just checking the cameras up in the North Sound right now, right at Greenview Drive. I think we might have had something blocking there earlier because there's a pretty good lineup for drivers as we get past the Boeing Freeway all the way up to that scene. We're definitely on the heavier side on southbound 5 through the Convention Center, kind of crawling outside of the Duwamish River curves out to about South 200. You break free, and it's not bad for Tacoma, but it's definitely busier as we leave 54th and 5 and again and getting closer to the Tacoma Dome. No problems out of Lakewood. We are pretty clogged southbound on the Valley Freeway between Highway 18 to Ellington. There was reports of a crash there that was blocking. Definitely on the slower side of things as we get closer to 24th and around that 410, 512 interchange. As a matter of fact, 512 pretty jammed up as we get closer to Meridian, but nothing reported blocking there. Traffic brought to you by Staples. Helps your business go big with everything you need at amazing prices, from office essentials like paper and ink to health essentials like masks and sanitizers. Save big at Staples. Cairo Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Tracy Taylor.
Now, from the Cairo Radio News Center at mynorthwest.com.
With just 2 weeks until Thanksgiving, SeaTac Airport is preparing for a rush of travelers during the pandemic. Cairo 7 TV's Ranji Sinha is there.
Airport officials expect to see the largest number of travelers since the pandemic began over the next few weeks, and that definitely includes the week of Thanksgiving. Officials realize there are many people who haven't been to the airport for a while, so they'll notice these changes. On the ticketing level, there's plexiglass screens at almost every check-in counter. They've also added floor stickers and signs to indicate how far apart people should be. Those check-in kiosks, every other one is actually turned off to maintain distance. They're already disinfecting high-touch areas with medical-grade cleaning products.
And airport employees must wear protective gear. The surge in coronavirus cases has some of you reconsidering your Thanksgiving plans. Ira 7 TV's Michael Spears has that part of the story.
Nancy Bauer said it's the first Thanksgiving her brother will be here after 25 years apart.
He's having a small get-together.
She said she's leaning towards staying home.
I just want to stay safe. COVID is spreading rapidly right now.
Health officials worried about upcoming holiday-driven COVID-19 spikes say laying low is best.
The safest Thanksgiving is one celebrated only with the people in your immediate household.
Health officials say if you still plan to, it's not too late for you and guests to start a 2-week quarantine this week, if possible.
The state has averaged more than 1,100 new coronavirus cases a day. That's the highest during the pandemic. Health officials warn new restrictions could be ahead. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused a small plane to crash on Whidbey Island today, killing 2 people. Ira 7 TV reports the single-engine Cessna 177 Cardinal went down in a wooded area about a mile north of Whidbey Air Park in Langley. 3 weeks after a Bellingham cop performed CPR on a baby boy who wasn't breathing, the little guy is doing great. Officer Mackenzie Warda tells Cairo 7 TV she recently got to see the baby she is credited with saving.
From what I saw that day to him smiling and laughing and playing on the floor it's great.
Like reunion, Mackenzie is being called a hero. Your Cairo radio forecast calls for partly cloudy skies today with highs in the mid to upper 60s. Right now it's 46 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bob.